All right, welcome back to Flecka Socks, a podcast, episode 294. Today on the show, we have an ICE versus Antifa showdown in Portland and Chicago. We'll show you the highlights there. Then, conspiracy theorists were proven right once again after we learned that 275 plainclothes FBI officers were at January 6th. Then in Cringe of the Week, Serena Williams is mad at a cotton plant hotel display, so we'll tell you guys the truth about slavery. And last but not least, in Urban Decay, this teen gets arrested for pulling a knife on an old lady, but he claims he didn't do nothing. All this and more, it's Flecka Talks, the podcast, episode 294, ranked the best news podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Flecka Talks, the podcast featuring Richard Grabboy.
All right, one for one on the intro, as always. Guys, our country witnessed a moment we'll never forget. We saw a man get shot on stage, rise up, fist in the air, and in defiance scream, "Fight." Sadly, a lot of us have lost our fight, and that's exactly how the globalists want it. They want us weak, out of shape, and full of estrogen and microplastics. This is why we're excited to partner with Chalk. Chalk offers a whole lineup of products formulated to increase your energy, focus, detoxify your body, and boost your testosterone. The ingredients in Chalk's Male Vitality Stack have been clinically studied to boost free testosterone by 87% in just 21 days. Unlike the gimmicky vegetable pills or powder, you will feel the difference, and they have clinical studies to back it up. And right now, you can get 25% off of your Chalk subscriptions for life. Just go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, and use promo code FLECKUS at checkout. 25% off of your subscription for life. You can cancel at any time. Chalk is made in America, and their all-American customer service team is standing by to assist you. It's time to make men's vitality great again. Get Chalk today. CHOQ.com is the website. Fleckus is the promo code. Go there now. They support the show. Let's support them right back. You can also call or text them at 50 CHOQ 3000. That's 50 CHOQ 3000. Thank you to sponsoring. Now let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to Chalk for sponsoring.
Thank you, Chalk.
I love my Chalk. I'm on a subscription, and I keep taking them, and I keep feeling good.
Me too.
All right. We have a great show today. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. I have some updates for you, but we're going to wait till the final page of housekeeping.
Okay.
But it's a good one.
All right.
Let's just say we caught a shark.
All right.
All right, let's get right into it. We really do have a packed episode, so it might be a long one, but hopefully some of you guys like that.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys like housekeeping because there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. Can you read that first headline?
Yeah, this is follow-up from the Comey indictment that happened late last week, but the Wall Street Journal wrote an article that said Justice Department officials are racing to obtain criminal charges this week against former FBI Director James Comey, escalating President Trump's unprecedented efforts to prosecute his political foes. Unprecedented. And we have a picture here of 19 precedents that they must have forgotten about. Yeah. And like they're trying to play it like, well, when the shoe's on the other foot and we do it to you, you can't be mad. You already did it to us. Yeah, the security dilemma has already been breached. And I think part of being a leftist is having a very selective short-term memory.
Yeah.
Where you kind of, that didn't happen. That nothing happens at all. This is all one way. It's just happening to us now. So part of it is having a goldfish memory to kind of justify something. And then it's the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times. These are like once revered names in journalism who are just totally like, well, the article should be, we got what was coming back to us.
Yeah.
But it's not, right?
Exactly. And, we should take the high road. And what? Let them do it to us, don't do it back, and then let them do it to us again, even worse?
Yeah, it's gonna.
When they got Trump, they had 34 misdemeanors that were beyond the statute of limitations, and they were upgraded to felonies, even though there were no victims for the crimes.
Yeah.
So, I don't feel bad.
And those were just the ones that stuck, They just wanted to call Trump a felon throughout the whole election. They tried to get him on multiple other things. The Letitia James one, E. Jean Carroll. The list goes on and on. So they tried every weapon in their arsenal, and all of a sudden it's unprecedented.
Unprecedented. And
Didn't they get Jenna, what's her name, Jenna Ellis?
Yeah.
Didn't they get her to rat on her friends?
She folded.
She folded, and then before the charges all got dropped. Yeah. So some people died in the wreckage, brother.
Unfortunately.
It'll never be the same.
And one of the DAs that was the big pusher of this was Alvin Bragg in New York.
Of course.
And he's the same DA who just dropped the charges on the girl who was doing Man on the Street, as you can see here.
Savannah Craven, is that her name?
I believe that is her name.
Yeah, so she got punched. We showed you that video. She got punched by a low impulse control individual, an urban. I believe it was an urban.
Yeah.
And so the headline says, NYC woman who sucker punched pro-life activist won't be prosecuted as Manhattan DA Bragg's office admits botching the case.
Yeah, and that was assault and battery in 4K.
Yeah. The clearest image you could ever have. And apparently the mechanics of this were the district attorney's office failed to deliver evidence to the defense in a timely manner, thus resulting in the charges being dropped.
Oops.
Was that on purpose? Oopsie.
Yeah, and it's also more leftist violence that won't be added to the stats.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, there was no conviction there. We saw the punch, the bloody face punch in 4K. There was no conviction.
And I think a broader point, too, the girl who got punched was black or some sort of minority, right?
Yeah, she was mixed. She looked mixed. Light skin.
Yeah.
Light skin.
But the whole, black people are under attack, black people are blah, blah, blah from the left, it's only used when it's Democrat black people.
Yeah, of course.
And when it's a right-wing person, it's just, we don't actually care about that.
That wasn't for that. that was for something else.
You're like, wouldn't that be an example of, black women are under attack? This woman got punched. Nah, only when it's Democrats do they care.
Yeah, and so that's a new thing. We often talk about incompetence versus malice in terms of what happened here. We just covered that Seattle thing where someone raped a child or sexually assaulted a child in Seattle, and then the Seattle district attorney missed a deadline, and that guy had his charges dropped. Similar thing happening here. Incompetence, malice. Fleckis obviously believes it's malice.
Malice and Soros-funded DAs.
Yeah, so you let that right-wing violence slip through the cracks and go, whoopsie,
Whoops.
forgot it.
And we have another Soros-funded DA, Larry Krasner in Philadelphia. He was confronted by a street journalist.
I'll tell you what, Frank, just keep lying. Frank, just keep lying. Oh my, I touched your camera. Donald Trump is a fascist.
How is Donald Trump a fascist?
Frank.
How is Donald Trump a fascist?
Frank. Did I ask you to come over and bother me when I'm sitting here drinking coffee in a park? Did I ask you to do that?
You're on public property, brother.
Oh, is that your theory?
Yes.
Frank, you're un-American, Frank. You're
I'm un-American?
You're anti-American.
I'm a resident of this city who cares about public safety. Why are you calling me un-American?
Because you support people who support hate. You don't understand what it means to be a fascist, what people like Adolf Hitler do, how spreading hate, which is something that, frankly, the people you admire do, gets us closer to that.
Trump's a fascist.
This is a highly elected, very public district attorney, and then he goes in the fascist and gets nervous, grabs the camera. Seeing adults, especially 55, 60, 70-year-old people get frantic around the camera when you know the guy's an agitator is frankly really embarrassing. And then he just does the personal attacks on Frank. You don't even understand how much of a fascist you are.
And he also says spreading hate.
Yeah.
Is spreading hate illegal?
Yeah. It's not.
I don't think it is. And it's you're the DA. Don't you have more important things to do? This is what Philly looks like these days.
We've shown you the fentanyl streets, the what's it called when you steal the thing off the bottom of the car?
Catalytic converter stealing?
Just for the raw metals, for the precious metals. Philly's got problems, and he's out here talking about fascism, resisting. That's where we're at with the DAs. Alvin Bragg, whoops, missed a deadline. Larry Krasner, oh, you're a fascist. And he's such a pussy, too, about a little, cycling outfit?
Cycling outfit, not good. Receives millions of dollars from George Soros. And we have another Soros DA here. We have some context. Monique Worrell declined to prosecute a man who masturbated in front of children in a park. She also dismissed a case against a man who shared video showing the rape of infants and toddlers. And here's her explaining why the guy in the park shouldn't be in trouble.
All things that are wrong are not illegal. And I'm not standing before you today telling you that what happened in that park was wrong. But I am standing before you today telling you that I trust the word of the attorney who was assigned to this case when he said, although those actions were wrong, he could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they were illegal.
Probably Democrat.
And she misspoke, too. She couldn't even deliver the message appropriately. She said, I'm not here to tell you it was wrong. And it's like, you mean it isn't wrong? So,
Yeah.
Stupid. And in the state of Florida, too, snuck in.
Really snuck in, but I think DeSantis is kind of cracking down on her and trying to get something figured out. They sent her a letter.
Yeah, the AG wrote her a scathing letter, but it's like, come on. We need resignations. We need a scalp of some kind. You can't keep going on like this when the guy stroking his shit at the child's park doesn't get the charge. But like, hey, that's one where you try anyway. Even if you didn't have a prosecutable case or, this piece of evidence fell through, you try anyway.
And you say, hey, George Soros.
We really got to do this one.
We'll do 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
We got to act like we're somewhat normal with this one. And he goes, no, not enough.
I know. It gives away the story too much, right?
Yeah, the Soros DA has put in work.
So there's a mix overall. We just happen to have a couple of cases go viral this week, but the bad DA stuff continues, and that's what's happening in every one of these Soros-controlled areas. Incompetence, malpractice, just general being the worst possible defender of the citizenry as possible, and with no real explanation, right?
Yeah, no real explanation besides George Soros is doing it on purpose. This is his plan, and it's going great.
Yeah, he's a winner, but we're investigating him now too on the federal level, so we'll see.
Very good news. And then our next story, as we mentioned in the intro, we had some January 6th revelations. Can you read that tweet?
Yeah, there was a report released by Kash Patel that this is summed up in this tweet and says, breaking, the FBI had at least 275 plainclothes agents present at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Conspiracy theorists were right again. We've been lied to for years. Time for the deep state actors who staged January 6th to be indicted.
And then we have some context.
Yeah, the FBI secretly deployed 274 plainclothes agents into the January 6th Capitol riots crowd, a fact hidden for over 4.5 years until current director Kash Patel's team turned over a 50-page after-action report. Agents lacked proper safety gear and clear identification, risking misidentification by other law enforcement. One agent wrote, "I wish you all would pay more attention to our safety than what type of masks we wear." And another quote from an anonymous, I believe, FBI agent said, "Our response to the Capitol riot reeks of political bias," one agent stated. Another wrote, "We have been used as pawns in a political war."
Not good. And we have a picture of January 6th, and that's kind of what it would look like when you fill in all the feds.
Yeah, well, divide feds by the total number of people, and that's approximately what it would look like. Random fed.
Yeah,
random fed.
That's what it would look like. And then don't forget the articles that were posted. CNN Politics, no undercover FBI agents were at the January 6th Capitol riot, Watchdog reports.
Yeah,
Watchdog.
Who's that watchdog? I'll never listen to them again, right?
Yeah. And I have some top picks as to who I think the feds were, besides like a Ray Epps type. That one's obvious, and he'll sue you if you say it. Mm-hmm. But this is my number one pick for who was a fed at January 6th.
Do not go in there.
So he breaks the window, and everyone's saying, "Do not go in there." And he pushes the person saying, "Do not go in there," and is pointing like, "We're going in there. We have to go in there."
Oh my God.
So that's a pick for potential fed. And then you guys remember this picture of these feds.
Yeah. This wasn't January 6th, though. This was something else way later.
I thought that was January 6th.
You just wanted to bring up some more feds.
Yeah, but I thought that was January 6th.
Okay, no, they're all January 6th was July and December. You remember?
You're smart.
Yeah,
Good context clues, Richard.
Well, I just remember it too.
You passed the test.
Yeah, you've been testing me this whole time.
And then
with aliens too. In last page of Housekeeping, you've just been testing me, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You're like 50-50. You win some, you lose some.
All right, good.
And then, like we mentioned, rank and file FBI agents after January 6th claimed to be political bias-infected operations, pawns in a political war.
Yeah.
So that's sad for them. Hopefully they whistleblow.
Yeah, and then if you look at the ratio, I think there ended up being 1,270 people arrested for activities on January 6th. And then if we have like 275 plainclothes FBI agents there, that's like a 6-to-1 ratio of arrests to FBI agents. So like that's a good batting average, if you will, in law enforcement terms, right?
It's not looking good for them. And then we do have some other good news from the FBI. Can you read that headline?
Yeah, FBI Director Kash Patel just fired the agents who kneeled during the George Floyd riots in 2020, per the AP, finally.
And there was one more who wasn't kneeling, but I think she should be fired anyway, that one in the back. I think she's on her way to kneel.
Yeah.
She's walking towards her. Maybe she can't really go down on one leg that easy.
Totally. Yeah, having a bum knee saved her. The overweight FBI agent having a bum knee.
And then look at this picture of the girl with the pink mask and the sunglasses and the hat. That's what Antifa looks like.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
You shouldn't be an FBI agent.
Should not be an FBI agent if you look like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, and this is just another theme of like, obviously the conspiracy theorists are right, but you only get satisfied or you only get the answers 4.5 years later. And imagine if Biden won or he faked his way through a debate. It's like we would never have these answers. This would be buried under a stack of shit.
Yeah, but these would be in burn bags.
Yeah, it'd be in burn bags.
Some random office.
So, trust your gut. When you know there's feds, there obviously were feds. And, obviously some of these weren't agitators. Some of these, like 275 is too much to be 100% agitators. Some of them were just there, kind of helping around. But it's a high number, so we can't account for all of them.
Yeah, it's a very high number.
I want to see more proof of like what specific ones did, because remember how everybody was caught on camera? Who's this? Identify this person, these pictures. The database got identified for everybody. So at some point when they were identifying people who either went in or broke a window like that guy, they'll be able to tie a face to a name.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, and so at some point when they were tying faces to names back during that witch hunt era, they'd have to say, no, that's Mike. That's Mike from the FBI.
We don't need to go visit him.
Yeah, we don't need to go.
He's down the hall.
Exactly.
And if there were FBI agents there in official capacities, there's probably comms as well.
For sure.
So are the comms, keep them out, make sure they don't get in trouble. Oh, no, they're breaking a window. Or the comms, break a window, get them in, get them in.
Yeah.
It's that one. That's what it was. All right, let's go to our next story. We mentioned this in the intro as well. The Antifa versus the feds. It's mostly in Portland and Chicago right now.
Yeah, it kind of heated up over the weekend, and that's where ICE is engaging in some operations, specifically Chicago, too.
Yeah.
Portland's acting a little different, but Chicago seems to be where the numbers are.
And then it all kind of started weekend-wise with the firebombing of Ice Cube's tour bus. So they threw a Molotov cocktail type thing at the tour bus, lit it on fire because it's Ice Cube. The first half is ice. They kind of stopped reading.
They got confused. Okay, yeah. I thought it was they got confused because it was a transportation bus, but, same difference, right?
This is Ice Cube's bus. It's like Ice Bus. That's pretty much what happened.
I know.
And then here's an example of what the feds tracking down an Antifa rat looks like. You throw something or you do something, and they chase after you all the way. And we'll speed up to where he gets tackled.
Got him. And then some of them set up a perimeter.
Yeah, and he started kind of complaining. I didn't do anything. Leave me alone.
I was just here. I was getting coffee. I was walking my dog. That's the thing. I want to see ICE getting so much harder on these guys. Like, you got to say, anyone in this little radius is going to be interfering in the next 5 minutes. And then you kind of set a perimeter. We've been too reactive. And it's like the people inching closer to the ICE facility, they're not there just to fucking observe.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then if you have a night where you arrest a bunch of them, the next night, 70% won't show up.
They're tired. They just got bailed out. All that sort of that stuff that takes energy and time.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be more offensive ICE activities these days.
Yeah. And that looks kind of fun if you're an ICE agent. And I want to tell you guys, if you sign up for ICE, you get a $50,000 signing bonus. And you can wrestle and pepper spray Antifa retards.
Solid benefits. You get to wear a mask.
And you deport illegals. You actually help save the country.
Yeah.
So if you played high school baseball and you're kind of a fit guy working construction or something, just go do this instead.
Yeah, I would try to get a job. If my circumstances were different, I would try to work for ICE.
That's a good point. All right, next we have the Portland mayor, and this is what she said about the insurrection.
Me and the group of elected leaders and community leaders behind me.
This is the governor.
the central city of Portland, Oregon, and it is a beautiful day, and we are very happy to be here speaking with you today. In my conversations directly with President Trump and Secretary Noem, I have been abundantly clear with them that Portland and the state of Oregon believe in the rule of law, and we can manage our own local public safety needs. There is no insurrection, there is no threat to national security, and there is no need for military troops in our major city.
There's no insurrection.
Yeah.
But I was told an insurrection is trespassing even without a weapon.
Yeah, if you're just loitering around in the Capitol, I think that was insurrection. So what's loitering around the ICE facility? It's something similar.
Yeah.
And I love this idea of Democrats being like, we're rejecting federal help. We've got it under control. And you guys are kind of documented on the books as like giving legal aid to illegals, giving unlimited resources basically to them, extending health care in some cases like California. And it's like, yeah, we're not listening to you anymore. We're going in to do the federal overreach around you because the entire country voted around you. You know what I mean?
And then yeah, exactly. And then she gives like her speech and says, "Oh, me and the board of directors or whatever," and it's a bunch of stupid ladies behind her.
Yeah, so you're a masked lesbian type, and it's a bunch of ladies around.
A bunch of liberal ladies deciding about the law and order of Portland. Doesn't seem like it's going well. And some people on the left are trying to say that this is like an overreach, this is like unconstitutional because they're arresting people. They're arresting people who are fighting them.
Yeah.
And they're interfering with them trying to deport illegals. They're not going around and saying, "Oh, you're against Trump. Zip tie him up and throw him in the van." They're arresting people who are interfering with deportations.
Yeah, I think the protesters got a little greedy when people listened to them in 2020 and stuff. When the local mayors and governors, et cetera, all at the local level, kind of let them get away with it. This isn't a negotiation.
Yeah,
we're coming in to deport people. If you interfere with it, you're gonna get body slammed, pepper sprayed. They love that. I love that pepper spray gun. Pop, 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 pop. They just do it so nonchalant. Like they knock you over, they go pop, 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 pop. Here's a 6-piece.
That's pretty good.
So it's not a negotiation. We're not asking for permission. We're all way past that. Remember where we are in the ball game. 20 million illegals are here.
Yeah.
So
in the last 4 years,
we're not asking for permission.
Yeah, there's 50 million illegals, and then 2 million are out, so 48. We're at 48. And then they try to frame it like it's so scary, like, oh, they got snatched up in the middle of the night by masked agents.
Yeah.
You know what else is scary? Oh, in the middle of the night, this group of military-age men snuck across the border, and they got on a bus to Iowa, and they're from, like, third-world violent countries.
Yeah, this group of guys got into a stolen Ford Raptor, and they had signal jammer and zip ties. And they were going around the nice neighborhoods. That's a real scary story.
Yeah.
Not like federal agents accountable to the chain of command doing lawful operations.
Exactly. Next clip is from Chicago. This guy taunts the agents and then gets away.
I think he was picking something up, like a phone.
What's that?
He gets away.
Oh, right in front of Flight Club on Michigan.
That was close.
I played darts there at Flight Club.
Oh, nice.
That's funny, though. And they wear the cowboy hat. The ICE comes in, they wear the cowboy hat.
I like that.
Chicago. Yeah, you know what? Props. Sometimes you're going to get away.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Good fight, brother. And that was just a leftist type. That didn't seem like an illegal. That seemed like a little annoying rat. The type of guy who posts where ICE is in Chicago. So very funny, but fair game. Fair play.
Yeah, fair play. And our last clip from the Antifa versus ICE section. This ICE agent, we're going to fast forward. We're going to play it in the background. He uses a car with a Mexican flag decal on the hood.
Yeah, some Sun Tzu shit, some Art of War shit. Never let your enemy expect something. And he's a black dreadlocks guy.
Yep.
Black dreadlocks guy.
Getting into a car with a Mexican flag on the hood. Very cool.
Feels good.
All right, well, that's the end of our ICE section, unless you have anything you want to add.
No, I just think we've talked about this, guys, before. They're going to show you a crying woman. There was another thing that we didn't cover. An ICE agent initially over the weekend kind of chest passed a woman while they were detaining her significant other. And some woman who worked at DHS as an underling of Kristi Noem said, this is not how ICE acts. We're suspending this agent or basically firing him. And then the online right kind of pushed back and said, this is what they're hired to do. She's interfering. This is crazy. And he was rehired after that. So we don't like seeing cracks in the resolve of the mission that needs to be done. Like, in my mind, we haven't even started.
Yeah.
We haven't even really scraped the surface, and we're not giving up ground like, whoa, that ICE agent was out of bounds. There's kind of a carte blanche in my mind, and be prepared to face some propaganda of a crying daughter or a woman or something. Doesn't mean we rip up the Constitution.
Exactly, brother. Very nicely said. All right, let's get into our Israel shit.
All right.
We have some Israel shit to get to. The ADL, first of all.
Yeah.
Can you read that tweet?
Even after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, the ADL still lists Turning Point USA as a hate group. They have blood on their hands.
Yep. And then the ADL also has Christian Identity as a hate group.
Extremism, hate, or terrorism. Yeah. And a reminder that the ADL does training for the FBI. So Turning Point is a hateful group.
Very interesting. And why do they do this? This makes no sense. They do it so people hate them, so they can say, oh, everyone hates us. We need more money and censorship.
Yeah.
So it's all tentacles to the same entity eventually.
Okay, that's
fair. But they use the ADL, so everyone gets mad and hates them, and they go, look how much hate we're getting. We need more funding. We need more censorship. We need more pushback. We need more support from Trump. Mm-hmm. It's all the game.
Totally.
And then there was a soccer match over the weekend, and on the center of the field, it said, stop killing children, stop killing civilians. Uh-huh. And then Stephen Pollard took that personally, I guess. Can you read what he said?
He said the UEFA statement on the pitch for Super Cup, they might as well have gone the whole way and written, fuck you, Jews.
It's like they didn't even say Israel.
So he saw a message
just a general statement, stop killing children, stop killing civilians. They go, why do you hate Jews?
Is this about me? Yeah. And yeah, it was. It was about him.
And also, you notice how he didn't say it's not happening.
Yeah.
He didn't say, what are you talking about? This is debunked. Mm-hmm. And,
crazy, dude. It's they trap themselves in that rhetoric game, right?
Yeah. Like it would be like if someone said to me, we need to stop eating cheese late at night out of the drawer. Yeah. Going, what? Whoa, fuck you. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Why are you attacking me, man?
Why are you attacking me?
Yeah.
And then we have an update from the Israel-Gaza fight. Can you read that tweet?
Yeah, this kind of happened over the weekend in an unprecedented action. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a live broadcast from the UN building in New York, has announced that the IDF took control of the telephones of Gaza residents and Hamas members, and that his speech is now being broadcast live via the telephones.
Yeah, so they have that kind of tech, but they were completely blindsided on October 7th.
They can hack and take over and broadcast exactly what they want to everybody's phone, but they had no idea that the October 7th attack was happening.
And they took hours to respond.
Yeah.
And my theory is probably
different. Which then was justification for the entire situation they're in right now, right?
Exactly. And then if you really extrapolate, in my opinion, I think Israel controls Hamas, and then they use them as a controlled opposition to justify whatever they want to do in that area.
Okay, that is your
opinion. It's not even that crazy. And you look at the ties, it's not actually that crazy.
For sure.
And then Netanyahu is pushing back against the anti-Semitism, and his plan is to buy American influencers.
Christian influencers, okay. You said, we talked about the woke right, and you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The woke Reich, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're amazing. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance.
So they bought a bunch of influencers.
Yeah, and this is a guy who's currently in a war. He's meeting with Trump. He met with Trump today, and he took time out of his day to go meet with a bunch of American influencers on how Israel can be seen in a better light. So kind of shows you what is important. And there's a further clip here where he was talking about how TikTok, they're gaining ground on TikTok and they want to gain ground on Twitter. And basically the idea is censor or delete people or get rid of people who are pushing ideas that are antithetical to Israel's goals.
Yeah, so exactly, like a Zionist-controlled, I think it was Oracle.
Yeah, well, TikTok is being sold, and Larry Ellison is going to be one of the key owners, right?
Yeah, and he's a major Zionist, so the propaganda will continue there. And maybe it's an unpopular opinion, I liked it better when China owned it. It was easier to figure out what they wanted us to do.
Yeah, soybeans, keep growing them, China.
Keep eating soy. Oh, trans, that's normal.
Yeah.
But Netanyahu, they got some influencers. They bought that gay black guy from PragerU. I'm sure he was cheap.
Oh, yeah. He does.
And they got a bunch
He barely asked for anything. Champagne and a flight.
And they just got other influencers who probably can't monetize well.
Yeah, and then
the in-betweeners, like the people who have a lot of followers can monetize easily. People who don't have a lot of followers want to monetize, but they can't. And then right in the middle, there's a bunch of people who are looking for a monthly paycheck.
Looking for a henchman payout.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's how it went.
And it's interesting because there's all these things. Whenever I see people talking about Israel or like, how can we change it? Like Gen Z doesn't like Israel anymore. Like we're losing grip. And they are. And like boomers or evangelical boomers like really love Israel. And they're losing support in the younger generations because some people don't have those same beliefs and they just don't see it. And Israel's all talking about how do we gain influence and how do we persuade people to do it and how do we change minds. And they never say like, let's do an action that is good or that is benevolent.
Let's tell the truth.
That's not that's selfless. Let's do something. Wow, what if we helped America on an operation that nobody expected us to, or like got a hostage back or did some sort of operation? It's never that. It's how do we change the minds? How do we propagandize instead of how do we actually do actions that are positive for our greatest ally, quote unquote?
How do we make it harder for people to realize what we're up to?
Exactly. That's the vibe I get, as opposed to how do we make a genuine relationship better, right?
Yeah.
Which you could argue. You could say, look, we helped with this. We helped get your ship out of the Strait of Hormuz, or like whatever international relationship or incident comes up later. Help us out or do something. Send your guys in. But I don't see any desire to do that. Just change the opinions.
Very true. And then Trump just met with Netanyahu. And before that happened, Secret Service vehicle burst into flames outside a White House ahead of Netanyahu-Trump meeting, which is weird. And we also found out a few weeks ago that Israeli Secret Service was also caught putting electronic devices in our Secret Service paramedic vehicles.
Whoa.
So that's weird too.
Greatest ally stuff.
Yeah,
Gotta spy
very
on
strange. And then Trump, as of late, he said he didn't approve the West Bank annexation, but then he also said if Hamas doesn't make a deal, he'll support Israel or whatever they want to do next.
Got a feeling Hamas won't make a deal.
I have a feeling Hamas won't make a deal, unfortunately. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next section. This is a few things that the left are calling inappropriate behavior coming from the White House, which I thought was ironic. First, we have Krasenstein going after Kai Trump for launching a merch.
Just some normal sweatshirts and stuff.
What would people say if Hunter Biden sold apparel at the White House using White House imagery? And doesn't it look like she copied Travis Kelce's logo?
So what would they say if Hunter Biden did this? She's an 18-year-old girl selling T-shirts.
Selling merch, and she's a YouTuber. It's like a standard thing that everybody does.
Hunter Biden was on the board of Burisma, a Ukrainian energy company, which he had no background in energy, and he was making millions of dollars.
Yeah, what if a 50-year-old man tried to sell merch? I don't know. It would probably just make fun of him for the meth and stuff still.
Yeah, what if that 50-year-old man was selling his family's influence and making millions of dollars and then doing kickbacks to the guy in charge?
Yeah.
And we have examples here: Burisma, BHR Partners, CEFC China Energy, and then I can't read that last one.
Yelena Baturina.
And all these are just the top four. Like there's a list like this big of all the things that Hunter Biden did illegally or inappropriately.
Yeah.
And he's making millions and millions of dollars a year doing it because his dad was the president and was about to maybe be the president again.
Yeah, it's so funny because obviously every show watcher knows how bad the Hunter Biden stuff was. But like being on a energy company's board and being an advisor to like a natural gas company in Eastern Europe, you'd think like, oh, natural gas, that's universal. He could come back and do it in Pennsylvania or in North Dakota. We got tons of liquid natural gas. But for some reason, he's not an expert when it comes to domestic, right?
Yeah.
And especially after his dad's out of office.
Yeah, he forgot all the things he learned.
Shoot, I forgot. It's not the same here.
I'm not that good at it anymore.
I only do it in the metric system.
Yeah, now that the big guy's gone, I lost my edge in natural gas.
I do painting now.
And then another thing they tried to attack us for, someone said, do you believe Caroline Leavitt's photo is suitable for someone serving in the White House as a press secretary? And it's her in a bikini with her kid. You know, I don't really like when public officials are in their bikinis.
Me neither.
Or Kristi Noem's in all the makeup.
Yeah, glammed up for an ice raid.
But we can't forget the luggage twink.
Yeah.
This guy was in charge of nuclear.
Yeah. In charge of the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
And he was stealing people's luggage.
He was wearing dresses and stealing people's luggage, and Caroline Leavitt's trying to show off that she got the baby weight off. You know?
And she's got a nice family, and they're enjoying themselves.
There's no shame in that.
So that's a little hypocrisy I thought was funny.
Yeah, but of course, Kai Trump started selling merch, and Krasenstein has to make a video.
What if Hunter Biden did this?
He should stay off video. He's not good.
Yeah, he's not.
He's a real pipsqueak type.
He is.
And he should stay away from door frames, things that give away his height.
That's a good point.
You know, me, I can comfortably lean on a door frame, and people won't start measuring it to compare it to my height.
I fill the whole door up.
Well, that's
I go through the door like this.
You're teetering in the red zone there. You're teetering in the red zone, but I get it.
Yeah,
but yeah, little dwarf Twitter guys should stay off video. It's not a good medium for you.
It's a good point. Yeah, when he sits in a chair and his feet don't touch the ground, it's not good. Little boy. All right, let's get to our migrant section. We have a lot to get to here. We're going to go fast in some areas, slow in others. All right, our first story of our migrant section, we have a superintendent that was an illegal immigrant, even though he was getting paid $300K, and he's been here for a long time. Can you read that tweet, please?
Yeah, this was a big story that broke over the weekend that kind of shows how bad the rot and filth is in America and how deep this thing goes. Ian Andre Roberts, who's in charge of Des Moines Public School District, has been arrested by ICE. He's an illegal evading deportation with a gun. They caught him with a illegal handgun and a fixed blade knife after he ran from the cops. And you know what?
I don't hate on him for that.
For sure. But, you know, it's our job to get him out and say, hey, not here. You can't have that. And the guy, like, ran into some bushes. Like, we knew who you were. We knew where you worked and everything, and he still ran into some bushes. There's a little bit of desperation there.
Yeah. He wears a suit.
Yeah.
He's one of those types, like, oh, I'm in my three-piece suit. I wear a bow tie.
Bow tie to differentiate myself.
Cops are here. I'm going to physically run away into a bush.
Yeah. Guess my suit's getting dirty. I'm headed to that bush.
And we have some context about his background.
Yeah, he overstayed a visa from 1999. The guy's from Guyana, like Eastern Africa. Arrested on a weapons charge in 2020. And he was selected Des Moines superintendent in 2023. And he's had a deportation order for him since 2024. Evaded arrest by ICE officers in 2025. So that's a little timeline there. And, you know, we're not talking about Portland, where the governor covers for you. Iowa went red in pretty much every of the recent elections. It's not a liberal state. Des Moines, obviously, all cities kind of trend left, even in red states. But this woman lays out the kind of entire timeline of how unbelievable this was. She said, it's just an incredible story that says so much about our education system. A blue district in a red state has years of school board meeting notes with quotas for POC hiring for district, which is illegal. So they have the district has notes saying we need to meet quotas. We need black people, basically. They hire Roberts in 2023, despite him having a domestic criminal history. Turns out to be an illegal alien with a deportation order, resists ICE. We discover he's also a registered voter in Maryland. Red state legislature hasn't even made E-Verify mandatory for state hires. So that's where Iowa should come over the top and have E-Verify for a guy who's going to be a superintendent making $300,000. And then the school board puts arrested guy on leave with pay because that's how things work in big education. So this guy still is getting a paycheck while he's in ICE custody and about to be deported.
And here's who hired him. All-female Democrat school board appointed illegal alien superintendent. Look at these ladies.
We just need a black guy. We just need someone who's black.
We need to resist ICE, and it's these ladies.
And they literally think like that. Here's a tweet. It said, if an illegal alien can land a $300,000 superintendent job in the largest school district in Iowa, then don't tell me they aren't voting in our elections. We have to clean the voter roll. And we did find out he is registered
Yeah,
vote?
he is registered to vote and has been voting. So,
Well, we don't know that.
He's registered to vote.
He's registered to vote, and then like if he was smart, he would never vote because he'd be like, "Oh, accidentally got registered." Like, oh, this could be bad for me.
Rip up that mail-in ballot.
Yeah. But so it's just such a bad indication. And then here's another thing I want to talk about just briefly. A lot of this diversity and POC stuff, it's like black people have been socioeconomically disadvantaged for a long time or something. Like, oh, it's black people who went through Jim Crow and they survived so much in these bad things. So let's hire a random black guy from Guyana.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you're just getting a skin color. You're not getting a story of an American who kind of like rose up.
It's not a reparations thing.
It's not like let's help black Americans thing. It's some foreigner. And then even like the hard right, or not hard right wing, but like the black militant people, they go, this guy's from Guyana. Like they agree like we should. But to the white women on the school board, they just go black, bingo, no background check. Come on.
$300K.
Here's 300.
There you go.
So that was just an insane story, and it kind of shows how bad it's become. And that's why I say we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
With all those ICE raids, and we can't be scared.
And the voter rolls. Got to be cleared.
Yeah.
All right, our next story. We mentioned this last episode. Dearborn, Michigan, they have calls to prayer at 5:30 a.m. We showed you guys the video. This is what it looks like when you complain about it.
But the mosques in East Dearborn are now at times waking us up at 5:30 in the morning with the call to prayer.
This is Dearborn resident Andrea Unger at last night's city council meeting stating that mosques using outdoor loudspeakers for their call to prayer should not be allowed, and says she believes it's not supposed to be allowed per city ordinance.
The noise complaints have been made out and the police have made numerous visits. What is the next step?
There was some question whether or not any outdoor loudspeakers are allowed, something that was not clarified, only that more evidence is being gathered. But CBS Detroit did examine Dearborn's noise ordinance and found that loudspeakers between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. are in violation of the ordinance.
So there you go. It's illegal, but they just let it happen.
There's no recourse. And if I'm this grandma, I'm playing Christmas music at 5:35 every morning.
That would be sick.
I'm doing a fight back of some kind because otherwise you're just giving your city to Muslims.
Yeah, Christian music at 5:30 would be sick, and we would support that.
Yeah.
But it's probably not going to get fixed, and the police probably aren't going to crack down on it because the chief of police at Dearborn is this guy.
When I joined the department, Dearborn's Arab American population was nearly 50%. Yet less than 3% of our police. It's now a department that reflects and embraces the community it serves, with 45% of our officers being Arab American. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I'm proud to serve as your chief of police.
It's funny.
It's not funny, dude. It's fucking Concord. That's a conquered city. That's middle America.
He's going, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Because 45% of the police force is now Arab. And then, you know, the phrase from like why we had to go to Iraq was like, we got to fight them over there so we don't fight them over here.
Yes, that was fucking wrong.
Yeah, it turns out we have to fight them over there to make them refugees so they come here and are mad at us and fight us here now.
Yep.
And that was actually the plan all along.
It's so dark.
And I don't want to say who schemed that plan up, but it's the same people from the ADL.
Oh.
And it's not pretty. And that's the police chief. Do you think you're going to get anything done? And then remember last episode, we showed you the clip where the guy said, you should leave this town, you're an Islamophobe?
Yeah, that was the mayor.
That's the energy. So the mayor tells you to leave. The police chief's not going to shut it down. You're going to get dealt with one way or another. You might as well just abandon and go find somewhere else to live.
Yeah, you're asking the police chief, you're like, please, I was mugged. And he's like, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. He just keeps repeating
Mugged by who?
Yeah.
Not good. And then we have this next.
I want to go to Dearborn. I want to like walk around. I was telling Fleckus this before. It's kind of like ground zero almost for like this conquering thing. And I want to see it myself.
It'd be an interesting trip.
Yeah.
And we have a clip here. This is in Frisco, Texas. We've been telling you guys about Frisco, Texas, how it's becoming super Indian. Here's what Frisco, Texas looks like now. Don't mess with Texas, brother.
Yep. Don't mess with our ethnic enclaves in Texas.
They're allowed to do whatever they want. And here's another example. We talk about what the Indians are up to, especially lately. We've been really pushing the Indian stuff. Look what these people are doing at lunch.
He's got his toes on the table, and he kind of like he's flexing it around. Like he gets movement out of that. He uses it as a little tool.
It's either feet or poo. I guess this is the lesser of two evils. We should be happy.
Yeah, we should be thanking him.
But it does not look good.
Right where the people eat. Bad Indian section.
Feet out everywhere.
Yep.
Now we're going to go abroad in our migrant section. This is a really insightful clip. This guy is a UK citizen, and he gets a call from the police because he posted N on a comment section on YouTube.
That's fine. But as soon as you go on, you know what internet is like, isn't it? It's just like getting on the street.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a view, that's fine. It's your view, your life, your will, your wish. No problem with that. But as soon as you express things on the internet, when it comes to the police with evidence, do you know how serious it becomes?
Sure, but what I would say again is, what crime anywhere am I near committing?
Okay, if you want a crime name, then I can read the crime name to you, because right now, you are my suspect on this crime. The crime is called racially/religiously aggravated harassment / alarm, distress by words / writing. That's what it says.
So me writing the letter N has qualified for this. The singular letter N.
And the rest of the people.
You should get the guy who wrote R.
Yeah, so if you don't know what they're talking about, the N-word tower, where you write N, and then everybody behind you spells out the N-word. It's pretty good fun. It diffuses responsibility amongst 6 different people. But the R guy, he would have a tough time explaining himself to the police.
He's the one who finishes it.
He's the one who finishes it. The N guy does not get a call from the police. But this is what the UK is dealing with. Like, we have like knife crimes, fraud, stealing from the government, all types of bad shit, marrying cousins, immigration scams,
rapes, murders.
And you're calling the guy who typed N online.
That's what they're using their resources for.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, we have criminals being let go. Can you read that?
Yeah, well, this we're going to play in the background. You remember this video we showed on the podcast before? This guy was burning a Quran, and this guy immediately come up and starts threatening him with a knife,
Swinging the knife at him.
Mm-hmm. And so his name was Musa Qadri, the knife-wielding Muslim who reportedly assaulted Hamit Koskan as he burned the Quran outside the Turkish consulate, has been spared jail. Qadri was handed a suspended sentence of just 20 weeks, no jail time. The judge said he lost his temper. And yeah, that's basically the story. So he lost his temper. He's like a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to be in control of his emotions, and he obviously wasn't.
And we have an example of someone else who got in worse trouble for way less crime.
Yeah, white Christian woman Lucy Connolly loses her temper, writes stupid words, pleads guilty, gets 31 months in jail, while this Muslim man loses his temper, stabs another man repeatedly, pleads guilty, gets a suspended sentence of just 20 weeks. The judiciary system sickens me.
It's done on purpose, unfortunately. And then we have a clip here. This girl is holding a flag up in a park or on a bench, whatever, and look what happens. Whoa. Can't have that.
You can't have a flag. You can just steal property from a 16-year-old girl in England? And you can stab people after they burn the Quran? Wow. Interesting society there. I wonder if it'll last.
Yeah, and then we have the media obviously covering for the bad guys. For example, a woman raped by a group of men in churchyard. And can you read some of the context?
Yeah, this was the BBC News posting this. Just woman raped by group. Unknown group.
In a churchyard. Church. Probably.
So probably Christian guys. Probably 10th generation Englishmen. And so this guy sums up the state of the article. He said, no description of suspects. And they're looking for the criminals. They don't give us we've talked about this a bunch of times. They don't give a description. The church is opposite a migrant hotel. The BBC turned the comments off. Just another completely preventable, life-ruining crime committed by men who never needed to be here in the first place that every institution in Britain is doing their best to hide. So
pretty ugly.
Yeah, that's just a combination of everything. Like the migrants, the sex crimes, and then the media being complicit. It's like all big pillars of how you ruin a country. And I just feel so bad for English people because you start rising up or doing something, they'll knock on your door the next day. That's the most important thing, is you, the native population, rising up. That's what they're looking to thwart the most out of anything.
Yep, and then like we mentioned about the rapist in the last story, here's what that kind of looks like. Here's what that type of guy looks like. This is in Germany, and listen to this guy's excuse for why he's being so aggressive with this woman.
Bist du belästigt?
Belästige dich nicht.
Ja, doch.
Ich habe Bedürfnisse.
Ja.
Ich habe Bedürfnisse. Und meine Bedürfnisse sind mir sehr wichtig.
So he says he has his needs, and he says, don't always say no, I have my needs.
Der Herr hat mich gerade darüber aufgeklärt.
Und sie nervt mich.
Er will mit mir schlafen, hat er mir gerade erklärt.
So he wants to sleep with this woman, and his needs outweigh her ability to say no.
Warum machst du selber nichts? Du bist doch ein Mann. Ich ruf die Polizei. Mach doch. Mach doch. Bitte gehen Sie jetzt. Wir brauchen hier kein großes... Ich glaube, ich bin bereit für mein Überleben Ärger einzusetzen. Du anscheinend nicht.
He's ready to fight for his survival.
Ja, Sex ist Überleben. Ich bin gerade in der Nähe von Eschenbach. Und ein Mann belästigt hier eine Frau. Ich belästige niemanden, ich werde belästigt.
Das ist fein, ja.
Okay? Ich will einfach nur Liebe.
He wants love, he needs affection. He must survive.
Ich muss für mein Überleben kämpfen. Wenn das Gesetz dem Überleben nicht dient, dann bringt das Gesetz nichts mehr.
Dein Überleben hängt nicht dran, dass du mit mir schläfst, wirklich nicht.
Natürlich.
Natürlich nicht.
Doch, wenn ich keinen Sex habe als Mann, dann fühle ich mich nicht gut.
So if he doesn't have sex as a man, he doesn't feel good.
And he's happily ready to state his case in German to a native German woman. And there's no shame. There's nothing wrong with him.
At one point, he was talking to the police on the phone.
Yeah. He's justifying himself to the police. And they'll probably say, oh, that's cultural differences, and write it off.
And in the beginning, when the German guy came to help the woman, he initially says to him, oh, you want her too. I was here first. So that's what they're up to over there.
Again, it's something you laugh at, but it's really not funny. It's dark. And, you know, these kind of guys are being imported by the hundreds. Men with no sexual partner, sexually frustrated, third world, low IQ, no impulse control, retards. And then that's how you get the headline like before, where a woman raped by a group of men in churchyard. That's how you get those headlines. And they're unashamed.
They're unashamed, and then the countries that are hosting them support them, and they're even about to change some of their ways of life. The NHS says first cousin marriage is linked to stronger extended family support systems and economic advantages.
So
they're doing cousin marriage now.
The National Health Institute is saying, go ahead, marry your cousin. She's not my cousin, she's my wife.
Yeah, it lowers your IQ, it makes you fucked up, and it gives you deformities.
Yeah.
All right, our last piece of the migrant section, something that we've been talking about for a while, and I even think last week I said specifically this, that Europe is going to use the migrants as an excuse to bring in digital ID and make people say, oh, we want to get these migrants out, right? This is a big problem. We got to use digital ID. Well, it's actually here sooner than I thought.
Breaking news now. Digital ID will be made law for all adults in an effort to tackle small boats. Downing Street believes that a mandatory ID card system will help stop illegal immigrants working. Let's bring in our political correspondent, Mari Aurora.
We don't have to go into the details, but to crack down on illegal immigration.
Yeah, and they're moving forward with it.
And you already loaded the country up. You put them in hotels. You don't arrest them when they get in trouble. And then you go, oh, we got to crack down on this.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
What the hell? How'd it get like this? It was me?
And then we have Starmer here with Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir.
Great.
So that's what the mark of the beast looks like, folks.
Yeah.
And remember, Europe is 5 years ahead of us.
Yeah, it's dark, guys. I'm getting very black-pilled on immigration. We need to act now. We need to do something like yesterday almost.
Yeah.
So
it's getting ugly. Hopefully we can figure something out. All right, moving on to the final page of housekeeping where I can say whatever I want. Use the opportunity to pickle the toast. Help us juice the algo. Leave a like, leave a comment again. That's our yap. And P.O. Box needs to be full. Notifications need to be on. Old episodes need to be watched.
P.O. Box needs to get picked up by you.
And yeah, it does. You're right. And when it comes to what I want in the P.O. Box, here's a hint. Look at this first clip. Can you read what it says?
Citizen discovers that people mock Spain in Peru.
These masks are used to exaggerate the people that were around during the Spanish conquest. You see a guy with a really, really big nose. This is one of the mockeries they make of the Europeans that came. Any of these masks represent different people during the conquest of Peru. I can assume perhaps these were the Africans brought here, but that's just a guess.
Guys, you know which masks I want.
Peruvian big nose mask, Peruvian black guy mask.
The Jewish and the black.
All right.
Those are the masks I want.
I
to
get
the
it.
P.O. box.
I get it.
Also, before we get deep into the last page of housekeeping, there is a 30-minute bonus land episode dropping tomorrow at 11 a.m. So if you guys want an episode of the show tomorrow at 11 a.m., fleckistalks.com is the website. People are loving bonus land.
All right, good.
All right, our first.
That's why we do it.
First story from our final page from over the weekend. Mr. X caught a shark. Here it is.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
What
kind of shark is that? Do you know?
It's like a bottlenose shark or something.
Kind of a dumb head one.
It's like a dumb small one.
Yeah.
Do
they get bigger? They get bigger than that?
I think like 5 feet,
Okay.
and that one's probably 4 feet.
Okay.
A lot of Puerto Rican people with Bluetooth speakers on jet skis at Fort DeSoto Park. I'm just going to say that. I don't know what country they're actually from, but whenever it's loud, disrespectful Spanish shit, I just say Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got the shark. Mr. X also almost got bit by the shark. We're going to play this clip here of me getting the thing out, and we're going to play it in super slow-mo and zoom in on my foot.
Your hoof, you mean?
Look, I mean, and then freeze frame it right up where it's close to my foot. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, he could have got you.
A little bit more. Yeah.
He could have got you.
And Mr. X doesn't have health insurance.
What's this I'm hearing about Mr. X being underinsured?
And then, so I'm trying to get the hook out of his mouth, which is a hard process. And since then, I've learned that you put your knees or your feet on their side fins, and then they can't really move.
Oh, yeah.
And then you put your hand on their mouth, and you go like that. Or you just put your feet on their fins, and you just pull the hook out.
Yeah, they can't generate leverage that way.
Yeah.
Good time to learn that after.
And I was in the kill box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I got this tool from Amazon, supposed to be like a circle hook remover. No fucking help. Immediately broke in my hand while I'm wrestling a shark. And then some lady comes over with like her dad, who's Spanish, and they say, "Oh, do you need help?" And I said, "Has he ever done anything like this before?" And she said, "No." I said, "That's okay then. I'll just keep doing it myself."
Yeah. Putting someone else in danger.
It's like, do you need
volunteer?
Help? Have you ever unhooked a shark before? No. I don't know what kind of help you're going to do.
This is why I say I don't want to go with you, and I don't care, because look at the danger, and you get him to help. I would obviously help you. You would force me or like ask me, and then I get none of the glory, but all of the risk. And so I'm not interested. Your foot there, I kind of wish you got bit a little bit. Not losing a toe, but I wish you got taught a lesson there, because you obviously didn't know how to handle the shark.
That's living, baby.
You didn't know how to handle the shark.
Well, now I know. Now I know.
All right.
But that's living. That gets the adrenaline going.
Yeah.
It's me versus the peak predator, and I won.
Barely.
And now I know the technique of going on the fin. So I'll have update dehookings, and by the end, it'll be like cool. I'll be like, boom.
Yeah.
And then another thing, I was like thinking about it. If I do that dehooking process, 2 out of 10 times I'm getting bit by the shark.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like there exists a ratio.
So it's not a pretty hobby.
Yeah.
But I'm all good now because I learned the technique that you stand on the things and you get out of the kill box.
Okay, smart.
But
At
it
least
got
you're
ugly
learning.
for a sec.
At least you're learning.
And then I also ordered bolt cutters. So you go in and you just cut the hook, and then you pull the hook out and you set them free. I was like doing a nice thing by trying to unhook the shark, which I eventually did. I was doing a nice thing. You can just cut the line and put him back in the water with a earring.
Yeah, it doesn't seem responsible to me.
Yeah.
You know?
But you could also kill these things, and they want you to kill the sharks lately because there's so many sharks.
Gotcha.
So fuck the shark a little bit.
Yeah,
I was
totally.
I got the hook
I'm
out.
not some bleeding heart shark defender.
Yeah.
I'm just more like keep my fingers. I don't really care.
But we're going to check in every week with my shark wrangling updates, and I think I'm going to get better at it.
All right.
Let's go fast because we're wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, we are.
Open carry in Florida now. This guy's got a Draco on the back of a motorcycle. That's pretty cool. But also be careful. Concealed carry is obviously the best because if shit goes down, the bad guys shoot the guy with the gun first.
Yeah. Yeah, open carry. I've never heard a really good argument for why open carry is great.
Yeah, I don't love it, but it's fun.
Unless you're just looking to like hold the line with a Kyle Rittenhouse type situation where you need armed gunmen to.
I like concealed carry. I like a Draco in the backpack.
Yeah, Draco.
And you walk around like, oh, I got a backpack. And then also when it comes to open carry, obviously gun training is very important. We need to be training on the weekends, and your training should look like this. So this guy's shooting, and then he rappels down. That's very good. Yep, he's training. He'll be ready when it happens. And then we have another guy who's training as well. You see that? Yeah. So he whips the bow and then slices the arrow.
Smart.
This is what your weekend should look like.
Yeah, you need to be rappelling off the roof and kind of fumbling around and shooting. You need to be making contraptions with your whip.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
That's living.
It's training time.
All right, our last clip from the final page of Housekeeping is this guy who talks about the secret moon city.
And they're mosaic photographs where, you know, the orbiter will take a bunch of images, bunch of shots, and then they'll lay them next to each other and form a mosaic of a larger site that's been targeted for satellite photography, right? And the sergeant says, we found a city. And he starts showing him these mosaics, putting them next to each other. And they're high-resolution photographs of a megalithic city on the dark side of the moon. Spherical buildings, polygonal buildings, obelisks like the, needles in Egypt, and dishes, he said, that looked like, radio telescope dishes. Huge structures, which I guess the resolution of the photographs was so good that he could tell that they weren't made of metal. They were made of something like a poured stone, kind of like concrete, which is interesting because a lot of ancient sites on Earth are made from that type of material, right? These enigmatic megalithic structures on Earth seem to have a similar construction as what Karl Wolff, at least what was presented to him as a city on the dark side of the moon.
Was that nothing?
That's literally nothing. Wasted everyone's time.
So this guy put on a suit. He drove to an interview. They set up the lights and the camera, multiple angles, probably 3 cameras, shooting in 4K.
That was one camera. That was one camera.
Shooting in 4K. And he just, made this shit up and went home?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I think.
That's wrong.
He made that shit up and bounced. Do you know anything about that guy?
He later said that the guy who showed him the things, he turned it into his superiors. I think he worked for NASA or something. And then he's like, oh, this is going to be coming out in the news any day. And then it never came out. And then that guy got hit by a truck and died a couple years later.
The guy on camera got hit by a truck?
No, the guy that he's referring to who had the pictures.
Gotcha.
Dark Side of the Moon City.
Yep. Sounds like nothing to me.
Really?
What do you think? You believe it? Poured concrete city? Nobody's leaked it? Here's the thing with schizo.
You go to an interview and you just make it up, and you go, "Oh yeah, underwater."
Or it's a game of telephone. It's a game of telephone. This guy told me he saw the mosaic. He laid the mosaic out. It's a game of telephone.
But he saw.
You know what? I kind of believe the crashed alien aircraft that have been hoarded by the government. A few people have seen them. I kind of believe that.
But that's
the hidden city on the dark side of the moon.
That's the stuff that they couldn't hide because they crashed into the Earth.
I know. So that's what I believe. This random guy, hidden city. Shouldn't there be 10 or 15 people talking about the hidden city on the dark side of the moon? If it gets down to this guy with the funky tie, there should be leaks elsewhere. Other people should be talking about it.
But then the other guy who leaked it got hit by a bus.
Yeah. All
right. That's a final piece of housekeeping. We don't have a Charlie Kirk update, but Candace recently said on her stories that Tyler Robinson is not suicidal. His dad never turned him in, and he's never even been to UVU's campus and maintains his innocence.
What does that mean? His dad never even turned him in and all that?
That whole,
what is she saying?
She's saying that whole story is just an FBI fabricated thing.
Does she have any affirmative evidence for that?
I believe she does, and I think it's coming out on her episode today.
All right, you'll have to watch that and funnel that info to me.
So that's kind of a crazy update. If he's claiming he's never even been to the campus.
Crazy.
That'd be crazy. All right, that's the end of housekeeping. Now moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, our first clip of Cringe of the Week is furries in action. And I'm pretty sure it gets worse once they get back to the room.
Yeah. Once it all comes off, they go crazy. This is in public, so imagine what happens in private. And the thing that I notice about this is furries, I always thought, they were in this whole suit, like a mascot, basically. A little sexualized version of a mascot at a football game or something. But this guy, he's wearing I assume it's a guy. He's wearing short shorts, thigh-high socks, and a crop top. And he's really only got the helmet on, the head.
Just to cover his face.
So it's 80% gay shit, 20% furry shit.
That's a good point.
So I think furry is just a vessel to do gay shit in a weirder way.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about furries, guys. I do not know pretty much anything that they do or what the appeal is.
But the Democrats will wonder, why don't young men like Democrats? Yeah. That's what they do. That's all of them.
All right. That's fair. That's all of them?
Yeah. And then I think they also got radicalized during COVID.
Yeah.
Because they were all in the house and what you do in your house got amplified and that's what they were up to in their house. But then it became 100% house time.
Yeah.
And they really just went crazy. And we also...
and I also think it's funny, before we move on to the ICE shooter, I also think it's funny that a lot of these furries they go to conventions and anime conventions and stuff like that. But a convention center, any random convention center, like the Gaylord Convention Center in Houston or in Vegas or whatever, it's we have the U.S. Dentist Association this week. And then, next week we have the Mid-Size Regional Banking Conference. And then 2 Saturdays from now we have the furries.
Yeah.
It's business.
Comics.
The freak
furries.
sex. Yeah. The freak sex week. So bad.
Yeah. And then we also found out the ICE shooter was a furry.
Well,
he's wearing the thing.
He's wearing the furry adjacent thing. I don't know how much of a furry he was. And Joshua John, he was a furry. I'm sensing a pattern here, is what this person said on Twitter. And he also was a huge pothead. He worked at, that just came out, he worked at a pot picking place, where you pick it or whatever. So he was a stoner, absolute loser. Dead on the roof, killed an illegal and shot 3 others.
That's where the phrase lone wolf comes from.
Yeah.
I think there's something where if you're into furry stuff or have the proclivities for trans and furry stuff, I think there's a mind control subliminal programming that they do in the furry PORN that makes you go crazy.
Okay.
It's a programming thing that only certain people are going to see. It's we're not going to ever come across that in the wild by accident.
Yeah.
It's once you're deep in that community and then it's all right, we got you.
You get some Zoolander type call to action. Where it's look at me.
Yeah.
All right, I get you.
I think there's something there.
Okay. And we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Unless you have some habits you want to tell me about.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
Next, we have a Pride Freak Fest. So you walk around. Look at these folks.
Oh, there's Mark.
All right, we get it. But these are the people that think they got politics right and we're extremists,
Yeah.
It's real asylum circus behavior. They probably all smell like shit.
Totally.
And I thought it would be cool to take this same video and then watch it with horror music and have it edited like a horror trailer. Here's what that looks like. Isn't that way spookier?
Yeah, that's our version of Key and Peele shit. The white people are always evil, and they're always after all the black people. That's kind of ours.
That's kind of ours. Our next story is a gay throuple gets a baby.
For the last 7 years, Jonathan Bédard, Eric Leblanc, and Justin Maheu have been waiting to become parents together. something that officially happened yesterday.
She's perfect, of course. Like she's curious, she's energetic, she loves to play, she loves to jump, she loves to dance.
They adopted their 3-year-old through Quebec's Youth Protection Services, but first had to be approved as foster parents, something that required a lot of work and openness, they say, to their relationship.
We had a lot of things to go through in order to be able to have that accreditation, and it's through that process that they learned that we are a little different because we're 3, but we're not different from any other family.
Some other Canadian provinces, including Ontario and British Columbia, legally recognize more than 2 parents. Quebec does not. Last April, a Quebec Superior Court...
It's the Youth Protective Services.
Yeah.
Gave it over to those 3 gay guys. Statistically speaking, one of the 3 at least has monkeypox.
Has an STD of some kind. I think monkeypox may be too specific, but they have a problem. And then, like, one of these guys is going to leave. One of these guys is going to get tired, meet someone at the gym. You know how gay guys are.
That's true.
Like this, it's so temporary to have a throuple. It's like, show me you're a throuple for 5 years, and then we still won't give you the kid because we're the Youth Protection Services. We're not the Youth in Danger Services.
So true.
At least it was a girl and not a boy.
I guess that's an upside. And there was predictive programming about this.
Yeah.
3 men and a lady. 3 men and a little lady.
Yeah. That's, I think, the sequel to 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah.
So there's multiple
Ted
movies.
Danson on it.
There's multiple movies about 3 men. You know, Ted Danson, I heard his hair was fake.
The whole time?
Yeah, I heard he has famous hair. I heard he's had a toupee or something since Cheers.
Not good.
Yeah. Feel lied to.
Yeah, I feel lied to as well. Our next story, there was a trans cyclist who finished first, believe it or not, in a contest, and here's that happening.
Here's Chloe. Chloe with a little ampersand over it.
Chloe's got his cack out.
Chloe's got his dick. Yeah.
And Chloe won by 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the next girl was 6 minutes after, and then every girl after that is within like 30 seconds. So there's like a normal spread.
Chloe!
And then Chloe beats them all. Yeah, so another example of a man just dominating. It's not even close, and everyone's being nice to Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe.
At the expense of everyone else.
Bad.
All right, our final story of cringe. It's kind of a long one. It's what we mentioned in the intro. Serena Williams reacts to a cotton plant decoration in a New York City hotel. She's not happy.
All right, everyone. How do we feel about cotton as decoration? Personally, for me, it doesn't feel great. So actually, it feels like nail polish for cotton, natural.
Weird she starts picking it.
Yeah, that was her first instinct. And then she immediately says it feels like something that she uses all the time, nail polish remover. But seeing it on the plant makes it feel like some sort of slavery thing. This woman is like worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. And also keep in mind, white people picked cotton too.
And it's very easy. You see how easy it comes off? Picking cotton is not some like we were in the coal mines thing. Like slavery obviously wasn't cool, wasn't great.
But when you compare the slavery, like the sugar slavery was way worse, the sugar cane harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was actually a thing, an unearthed picture from Serena Williams' past where she has a cotton mound statue in her house. So she has her own cotton display and she doesn't really care. But because it's a hotel doing it, I guess it means slavery again.
Yeah, it's on the stock. It's on the stock, and that set her off. The super millionaire. Probably a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. And then we have a clip here of this woman who is participating in some sort of like slave thing. I don't even know how to...
Reenactment, imagination. This is like the Disneyland for slavery, I think.
And look how cringe this is.
Welcome to America. Tell me what you're thinking.
Just so much.
Kleenexes, please.
I've always been interested in history and the history of Black people. I took Afrocentric classes at U of L. My grandma lived at 2821 West Kentucky Street. I've I've read so many books, and now I belong to a church that's primarily African American, and I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Pathetic. These people are pathetic. Like, slavery is used as a tool to control, just like the Holocaust is used. It's like a trauma response and like gives people a reason to put other people over other people now in modern times. But we do have a lot of stats that we're going to go over, and a lot of you guys might know this already. Maybe you don't. But we're going to go over a few here. Can you read that first one?
Yeah, slavery facts they don't teach. Slavery existed all over the world across all cultures for thousands of years. Europe was the first continent to ban it. 1.25 million white people were kidnapped and sold to North Africa as slaves. 20,000 black slaves were owned by free blacks in America. Slavery still exists in Africa and Asia.
And then part of the North African slave trade, 1 million white Europeans, many seized in the south coast of England, were sold to Muslim world and brutally exploited with slavery, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
white people were slaves.
Yeah.
I don't think about it. I have a show to do.
Yeah. I don't have time for anything like that. I know, and I'm definitely kind of in that area, that Northern European area. I'm sure I traded some, or my ancestors got traded a little bit, or we did some trading ourselves, but I don't think about that at all.
Yeah, no one owes me any money. No one owes me anything. We have some more stats here as well.
Yeah, only 5% of transatlantic slaves went to North America. Of the approximately 12.5 million Africans forcibly shipped across the Atlantic between 1526 and 1867, just 388,000, about 3 to 5%, arrived in what became the United States. The vast majority ended up in the Caribbean and South American.
Very interesting.
And actually, an interesting differentiation is Americans had their slaves had kids, and then they were just slaves then. Whereas like the Caribbean and Brazil and like South America, they were just like, keep them coming.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really do much like matching.
Cultivating.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
And then we have some modern day slavery stats.
Less than 15 million slaves in U.S. history. Some estimates suggest that the total number of enslaved individuals throughout the history of America and slavery could range between 12 and 15 million. And then there's more than 49 million in 2020. The 2021 global estimates indicate there are 49.6 million people living in situations of modern slavery on any given day, either forced to work against their will.
And where's most of those modern slaveries happening?
India hosts nearly half of modern global slaves. With 14 million people in modern slavery, India accounts for about half the world's total, largely through debt bondage, where families work off inherited debts across generations. So your dad makes a bad gamble or bet on something. Congrats, you're a slave now to a caste in India.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So I just don't buy the whole, like, I'm sensitive about cotton. Like, what are you wearing polyester shirts all the time? You're opening a pill bottle, you have a nightmare.
Serena Williams is worth like $100 million more.
It's almost insensitive to bring up slavery when you're in an economic position that like 0.00001% of the earth has ever experienced in the history of Earth, right?
Trying to make me pick cotton again.
It's almost insulting to me.
Yeah.
I'm a white guy who makes a median range of income right now. And Serena Williams is going to talk about like what cotton makes her feel. Bitch, go buy a person. You could buy a person and like it's not even slavery. You can afford a team of people that are basically slaves, Serena.
You can afford slaves.
You know what I mean? Like It's almost insulting to me.
It's very insulting.
I'm insulted on behalf of slavery and on just behalf of like normal people. Because she's got a 0.01% experience. Even more.
And then she's mad at white people?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like she doesn't even think about it. It's like taught. You know what I mean? Let's check out Serena Williams' net worth. $250 million, and she's married to a billionaire who founded Reddit. So she's on some like different shit.
They trying to put me back in chains.
She's on some different shit. A billionaire may have filmed that video. Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, man, that's
Fuck
pretty
you,
good.
Serena Williams. India's got slaves now. You're crying about cotton. Like, do you think we stopped using cotton? Cotton's great.
It's so true.
You should be seeking out cotton.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything else is toxic.
Everything else is bad for you.
All right, well, don't get too down and too depressed. It's going to get a little worse. We're now moving on to urban decay. All right, our first clip of urban decay. Young man gets arrested. He pulled a knife on a Walgreens worker and did not like the outcome.
You know what I mean? You just tried to kill me. Get the fuck off of me. I'm not stopping with you. You just tried to kill me. Stop.
He did nothing wrong. I was here the entire time.
Did nothing wrong.
I was here the entire time. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong.
The cop started it. It was him. He's a little boy.
He is a minor. He is a minor. And he did nothing wrong the entire time.
No, because it was him. He beat me up. I'm not stopping for y'all. He beat me up already.
Baby, just let go. Just let go and let him. Just let him.
You're fucking nasty. Get off. Let him go.
Yes, he's a minor. They need to take his badge. They need to really take his badge.
He came aggressive. I'm not. Let me go. You let him go. It's on video. Y'all let me go. It's on looking at my mom. It was all her fault. It was her. Back up. Do not tell your mom's number. You're trying to take me down. What is your mom's number? Officer. Sir.
No, Israel officer, you did this. You did this. You did this.
What did I do?
You did this. You did this. You did this. No, I was in the store the entire time, honey. I saw it all. No, defend you because he did nothing wrong. You were following him from the time he.
So then you have the lady at the end. You threatened me with a knife.
Why were the police here? He threatened her with a knife, the out-of-control teenager who's still resisting arrest.
Shit, you can't even pull a knife on an old lady at Walgreens and resist arrest anymore. Trump's America.
And what's the natural state of the black women around there? They have incomplete information. They show up, they're filming, and they immediately side with the emotionally ramped up black teenager who they're not ready to even hear what it was about. The cops are like, getting him in handcuffs is like part of the process in like figuring out where we're at. Right?
Yeah.
Like I can't talk to you until you who are resisting arrest and clearly pulled a knife. We're obviously believers of the pulling a knife thing. The CVS lady doesn't just make it up and call police to have a fun day.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the black people here defend the other black teenager no matter what the scenario because it's black defending black.
The de facto response, he didn't do nothing, I heard. And it's like, you don't even know that.
Yeah.
We're in a very crazy situation where we can't even like the racial lines supersede right and wrong, and they're going to for the foreseeable future, right?
Yeah.
I don't see this changing anytime soon. The fat yapping women, and it's like the guy's trying to do his job, and he's face to face squaring off with a guy one-on-one.
With his hands on him. He's got the hands on the cop.
He's a minor. Like, who cares what he is? Does he have a knife?
But these black folks are very tribal.
Yeah.
They're very tribal no matter what. But then when white people do a little bit of tribalism no matter what, it gets snuffed out by the ADL.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
They got to make sure. And don't forget, Jasmine Crockett once said, just because someone has committed a crime doesn't make them a criminal.
Yeah, that's fine, Jasmine. He's still got to get in those handcuffs, though.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
But yeah, nobody believes, like the believe all victims or whatever they're calling it. Nobody believes the woman who made the call. Did he pull out a knife or not?
That's a good point.
And there will be camera footage of it. But something tells me the white lady's not making something up.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our next story. There was a Bronx attack on a young girl.
The scary moments. A group of young people approach an 11-year-old girl as she's walking her after school. One person grabs her, throws her to the ground, and kicks her 3-month-old puppy. A person with orange hair punches the girl in the head several times until a bystander stops her car and rushes in to help. The girl's mother says watching the attack unfold on video left her shaken.
I don't know. It's no word right now. She covered her face and they hit the dog.
Neighbors recounting those horrifying moments they saw in real time.
She was like defenseless, like she was laying there, not even trying to defend herself.
The 11-year-old who has
And then the New York Post wrote an article, redhead assaulter punches teen. Redhead.
It's like a bunch of black people with orange dyed hair and Latinas and stuff. But yeah, man, new rock bottom, 11-year-old. That's like where we're at. 11-year-olds are getting beaten up on the street. And then you kick a puppy in the face.
I'm sure none of them have done a crime before this.
And these are the kind of kids who get their name redacted and they don't get reported on what they are for their 5th or 6th crime, right? Because they're minors.
And Alvin Bragg would go, oh, nothing to see here. Nothing happened.
Oops, I missed the filing date for that one. I guess the gang of rabid puppy kickers are free to go.
Yeah. Let's get into our speed round. We have a little bit of a fighting speed round. First, we're at the airport in New York.
Business.
Good morning.
You with your wife. You with your wife, bitch. I came before you. You're dusty ass wife. Is you okay? I've been here for an hour and 30 minutes before you and your dusty ass wife came to fuck over me. Bitch, mind your business. Don't tell me what you're supposed to do. Bitch, because my money weighs like yours, bitch. You think because you white, you got more than me, bitch. Look what you talking about. You black ass nigga. Don't play with me. Mind your business, bitch.
It's getting loud at LaGuardia.
Yeah, don't play with me, bitch. There's a bitch. It's like a beat that they hold. Bitch every like 3 or 4 seconds. And no shame shouting in LaGuardia.
And I'm sure, what do you think could have happened?
Excuse me, ma'am. We're waiting to take our order.
Yeah.
And she snaps.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you talk a little quieter? I can't hear my wife.
Fat black women don't do well in those. We've talked about it before. The high stress situations. They need to blow. They need to blow up.
Yeah, right? You can never correct a fat, loud black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have another example of that here. This is at a grocery store.
Very heavy. They're always very heavy. Every white person there is just having like an eye roll. This guy gets a front row seat.
Excuse me, guys.
We'll fast forward to the end. Does it keep going?
They eventually break it up, and then it kind of flares back up again.
Believe it or not, this took place in Memphis.
No, never would have thought.
The Music City.
Yeah. And then when they get up here, when they all stand up, there's like debris left on the ground. It's like a hurricane went through, like shoes, a hair clip, maybe even a dreadlock. There's just like sign of a massive brawl that happened. And I think there's something to the weight of it. Like big fat bitches don't have any discipline. So they might as well fight almost. Like they don't have discipline in like when to walk away, or they try to get the last word in because that discipline doesn't translate over.
The odds of it escalating are very high in that category.
That's what I'm saying. You see fit black people and they're like, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, I'm watching my figure. Yeah. The fat, sloppy people who eat the Little Caesars and shit, they'll fight on the floor.
That's a good point.
They don't care. They're used to slinging in the mud, you know?
And yeah, at the end, shit, there's debris.
There's debris.
Hey, debris. All right, our next fight takes place at Benihana.
And Benihana has a vested security guard.
And I think one of the people fighting is a Benihana chef or a worker, I believe. We can fast forward to where he gets brought out. Benihana, fine American establishment.
That's a dinner and a show.
Not what you expect.
Yeah.
Very disappointing to see an establishment like that.
But, you know, that's who the guy security, if you have a security with a vest on, this has probably happened before. I think it's in Torrance, California. So they're used to these types of guys, these rowdy types of guys. But he really wanted to stay, like, I guess. There's something about him. He wanted to stay, even though he was specifically asked to leave, which is a weird instinct, right?
Yeah, and then Don Lemon, after seeing all these clips, he had a point about this.
Men who look like you, men who vote like you, and men who sound like you. White men, something is broken. Something is cracked deep inside when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence.
White men with the violence. What are you talking about?
Don, you must have clips. You must have like a section called white violence in every one of your podcast episodes. Can we see that?
Suburban decay.
Yeah, suburban decay. College kid beatdown.
I don't fully get it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's just a neglection or like neglect of reality. And Don Lemon, that's why you're failing, I guess. That's why you're not on CNN anymore. And does any race know? Every race knows who the pecking order of violence, right?
Yeah.
It goes blacks, then it goes Mexicans or Hispanics. Then there's a middle ground to some brown people. Then it's whites, then it's Asians.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows the order, right? But Don Lemon, for some reason, I don't know, is he not getting the data?
He got the order backward.
He got something wrong.
He got it completely backwards somehow. Which is upside down.
Yeah, exactly.
As well, because it's backwards. You got the order backwards, and the upside down part is you present the backwards information as if it's true. So it's backwards and upside down. It's satanic.
Totally.
All right, our last clip of Urban Decay. This guy enters a frat, is told to leave, and he resists.
Are you guys ready to see?
You guys gotta get out.
No, my cousin Eric Rivers.
I don't care. You guys cannot film in here. Please get out.
Well, no, get them first, because they already went too far in there.
You have the camera. You gotta get the fuck out.
Wait, hold on. No, watch your mouth.
Please get out. You gotta
Hold
get
on.
out.
No. You don't gotta be mean, my nigga. I'm gonna teach you motherfucking humanity.
Please get out of this house.
All right, please, but don't curse.
You can film outside all you want. Please get out of here.
My friend's in there.
I'll kick him out myself. Don't worry.
Yeah, go kick him out.
All right, please get out of this house.
All right, is it because we black, bro?
It's not because you're black. Please get out.
What is it because, though? Let me know, bro. Is it camera or is it because we black?
No, it's because you're not here. Please get out.
How do you know I'm not part of the frat?
Because automatically resisting. Why do you want to go to a place where they don't want you?
That's a theme I sense. And then when you kind of realize that your presence is an insult, then you kind of want to hang around. It's a weird instinct where the guy's asking you to leave and you should go, oh, I'm not wanted here. Goodbye.
Yeah.
But he wants to hang around the frat, and then he wants to tell the person who's telling him to get out of his house to watch your mouth. Why don't you get the fuck off my property, boy, before I make you go to the hotel with Serena Williams? So
yeah, that's what I don't get.
You're right on that. There's this weird instinct to like stay where you're not wanted or like to annoy someone with your presence. And it's partially content and it's partially like just a black guy with neck tattoos at a white frat.
Yeah, at a Georgia Tech frat.
Yeah. Or the engineering frat or something.
Hey, man, we don't really need you here.
Yeah.
You're
Dismissed.
Probably going to steal stuff.
Hey, brother, we had some guy just like you last week. He stole a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Deposits, the whole thing. So you're going to have to go.
All right, well, don't get too down or too depressed. Now moving on to Uplifting Gold. And we have a lot of uplifting stuff. Our first clip is more jousting.
Oh. Slow motion, though, huh?
Oh! But it's about the torque.
Yeah. That's
so
good.
It's slow, but there's still a result.
Water jousting. I like that.
Water jousting.
Keep your chest low. Very nice.
All right, next clip. This guy goes to the adult tackle football leagues.
This is good.
And he pretends that he was an NFL scout.
Hey, number 11, I need a word with you. Hey, hell of a game out there, brother.
I appreciate that.
You still got athleticism in you, though.
I appreciate that.
You got that dog in you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to need your name.
My name's Emmanuel. E-M-M-A-N.
Number 11?
Yeah. Put my cell phone number on there as well. My email is EIEA@priority.com. And put the email business at Gmail too, just so I can. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So he was this guy, I've seen this content, and he was talking about getting like a Ravens polo, and he wants to pretend better at being an NFL scout. And he's giving hope to the 40 under league.
People are like 39 years old.
Do you know how many top tier players are coming out of college next month? You know,
and they're like 24.
They're going crazy. They believe it. It's kind of crazy.
It's really good.
They think they have it.
And then next we have some good news. The Amish, they completed their side quest.
We want people to know that they are important and that no matter what happens to them, there's nothing so bad that God can't work some good out of it.
They tell us the work is long from over, with so many people still needing the basic necessities.
Just because the newness and the news and all that might not cover it so much anymore, there's still need.
The gospel is an action too, and God is calling us to action to help our neighbors that are in need, to help those that are struggling, and get them back to a place where they can feel freedom, they can feel peace, and they can walk in just comfort again.
And one more bit of good news. We are told that this final tiny home is going to be given to David Hostetter. You may remember we told you about him 3 weeks ago, a Vietnam veteran that lost his home during the storm. This will now be his temporary residence.
So that's nice. The Amish
finished their last tiny home for Western North Carolina victims of Hurricane Helene, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They kind of didn't give context in that, but they were more talking about God and recovering from disaster. But the Amish have been there for how many months since Helene?
Like
a whole year.
Yeah.
So
they've just been grinding without any praise.
Yeah. Shout out to the Amish.
Shout out to the Amish is right. Our next clip, these kids have a medical emergency at home and they handle it correctly.
They saved their mother's life. Here they're opening the door, a cop and some other lady come in. I'm going to 2x speed it.
Yeah.
Here's some sort of grandpa type. And then the cop high fives them.
And they high fives them and tells them they saved the mom and the mom's okay.
There you go.
Our Pure Americana clip of the week. This kid wants to be Mr. Bubba. They had a thing at school, dress how you want to be when you're older. And look what this kid did.
Dress up to who you want to be today.
Look, and I had to change phone cases. Over here on the side, he's got his keys hanging too.
Y'all look.
Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
That's Pure Americana.
He likes Mr. Bubba.
Very nice. All right, that is the end of the episode. We have a little shout out. People have been playing the show for baby chickens.
Baby chickens to get them to fall asleep. Soothing voices.
That's a compliment, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll put you to sleep. Yeah, your content's putting us to sleep.
Putting chickens to sleep. The chickens don't speak English, so it's not that much of an insult.
That's true.
All right, another Fleckus Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FleckUsTalks.com for Bonus Land. 30-minute episode drops tomorrow at 11 a.m. You're going to love it. Join Bonus Land. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
The only way the show can be defined. Best news podcast of all time. We're yapping in the comments. Yeah, yapping in the comments. Don't get too down or too depressed. From cringe of the week and urban decay, there's uplifting gold and fleckish pets getting trolled. Coming up to brighten your day. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. Best to keep the P.O. box full. We won't stop till the world is rid of all the pickles. If more fleckish content is what you demand, then just make sure you're sub to bonus land. Fleckish talks, give it up to the world's best host. Fleckish talks, choose the ongoing tickle the post. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. We're watching old episodes. Yeah, watching old episodes. Fleckish talks, buying shit coins and trading stocks. Fleckish talks, we're still kicking over stacked rocks. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. Words are just words until action actually starts. Fleckish talks, and actions speak louder than words.
The camera
Please get out of
is
here.
because we black. No, it's because you're not here. Please get out.
How do you know I'm not
Please
part
get
of the
out.
threat?
Please get out.
Kleenexes,
All right, bro.
please.
If we wasn't, I don't care. Please get out.